This is Sammy. We have a problem going on in London these days. Today is the 1st of September 2017. Now I say this with great sadness, right, but also great anger. You know, our forefathers came to this country in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s to rebuild this country called United Kingdom, Great Britain, England, whatever you want to call it. And for many years they suffered humiliation, racial discrimination and prejudices. But they persevered and went on. Of course, like anything else, you'll have the odd bad eggs. It's a natural form, and bad eggs don't mean just white or black or Chinese or Japanese or Muslims or Christians, atheists or whatever. But there was a few bad eggs, minor bad eggs, nothing. Then things started to improve, and most of us managed to build a life and improve our life and our children and so on. But I had an experience on 2 Saturdays ago. In August, the bank holiday weekend, when I went into a Tesco Esso petrol station on Baring Road, Grove Park, SE12, Lewisham. My other half took her quad, took the Audi in, right? She drove the Audi in, and I drove my quad. Now this is a petrol station where I go to all the while, and I fill it up, never had a problem. But recently there has been a lot of Asians in there. And when I say Asians, because in England what they call Asians are people from the Indian continent, whether they be Bangladeshi, Sri Lankan, Pakistani, whatever. When I drove, you know, the law in the UK, I should point out, states all motorbikes are taxed, insured in road tax or license, as they call it in some countries. You have your insurance and your certificate of fitness. But they will carry one number plate, which is on the back of the motorbike, because obviously there's nowhere in the front to put it. Well, like I said, I go into this petrol station all the while with the car and with the quad, sometimes separately, sometimes put together. But anyway, on this particular day, the holiday weekend in August, went in on the Saturday to get the fuel in the quad. The car was on the other side being filled, and it was being paid for by the card, which she put in on the card, in the machine, punched the credit card details in, said accept it. She pumped it, things, and I pumped mine. Well, sadly to say, I'm trying to pump mine, and my pump wouldn't come on, and this cashier was at the window waving to me, like, so I waved to her and waved the pump back to tell her, hello, the pump, you know, pump, turn on. And she just like put her hand up in the air like that, just like, don't understand. So I went into the shop door and I went, hello, can you turn the pump on? And she didn't say anything, so I went back outside to try it again, and nothing happened. So I went back in and I said, what's happening? Can you turn the pump on, please? And she goes, my manager told me not to turn the pump on because you do not have a front license plate. So I went, excuse me? I said, where's your manager, please? And I did ask, please. And this woman came out. Her English was very poor. She was from the Indian continent. I'm going to assume that she was either Indian as in India or Pakistani from Pakistan. She didn't look Bangladeshi, but I could be wrong. And she didn't sound Bangladeshi or Sri Lankan, but she sounded more like from the Indian continent as in India or Pakistan. So I went across to her and I goes, what's the problem? I have been told not to give fuel to people if they don't have a number plate on their motorbikes. And I looked at her and I went, number plates? I said, my bike has a number plate. You do not have one on the front of your number bike, and it's illegal. And any petrol station in the UK you go to will not serve you fuel. At that point, I turned to her and I said, for your information there, I think you're misquoting something. I said, you cannot go into any shop or any fuel station in this country with a helmet on. They will not serve you. I said, if you go to a bank, they still won't serve you. You have to be thinking, if you're in a motor vehicle, a bike or whatever, you put the pump on, right? And that's why you have the CCTV. I said, motorbikes in this country do not carry number plates on the front for health and safety reasons because of aerodynamics. So she looked at me and she followed me out the front of the shop. And then she commented, right? What? And I said, hey, you know what? Just turn the goddamn pump on. That's exactly what I said. Anyway, my other half walked across to her and she said, what's the problem? And she started to tell her, said to her, is that your car over there? You sure you can afford to fuel it? So she turned to her, Yvonne turned to her and said to her, excuse me? You're very rude. I paid for my fuel on my card. Now this is in front of a petrol store where everybody's buying petrol. Very embarrassing. So at that point now, I got angry because I thought, now this woman is basically trying to accuse us of trying to steal fuel. So I went across to her and I swore, I ain't gonna lie to you, I swore. I said, listen to me, you Indian B-I-T-C-H. Go back to your goddamn country and keep that shit where you come from. You don't bring it here. Right? I said, I come in this petrol station all the while and buy fuel and things. Right? I said, I've never had this problem. I've been living in this borough of London, borough of Lewisham, right, for over 20 years. I never had this problem before. Right? And then you coming in this petrol station to behave like that. I said, you're out of order. Anyway, she walked back in and then she came back out and she goes, well, I have been told. I said, listen. So I walked back to the shop door so everybody could hear, and I said, do not bring your racist shit to this country. Take your racist ass and your Indian shit, culture shit, and take it back to your fucking country where you come from because it doesn't work here. Now turn the fucking pump on. Right? So anyway, she came out, I'll be honest and said it, she came out and she turned the pump on. And I pumped my fuel and I went and paid for it. Anyway, I spoke to the police and the police said, well, okay, they won't mark it as a racist incident. They mark it as a discriminatory incident and prejudicial behavior because she didn't directly insinuate racism, but she was discriminating in the sense that we were the only two black people who was pumping at the pump and the rest were white. However, I was dressed in a normal t-shirt, a pair of Boss jeans,